What is going on, everybody? What is happening? Hopefully, I was really close on the mic right there, so I see some really, really big lines. Hopefully, I'm not blowing your eardrums out.
Blow it up, baby. Blow it up.
We got Uncle Jay in the house.
Uncle Jay's here. Turn me up a little bit there, big guy.
Uh-oh. Here, I think this one's yours. Here, let me...
I think...
I'm talking. How's that sound? No, that's probably me.
I think that was you.
Oh, shit. Oh, no, here we go. You are... Here, there we go.
I think we're getting closer.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
That's good? Okay. We missed y'all, man. It's been a good 2 weeks, but life has gotten in the way. We promised that our fire has not been extinguished or anything like that.
Morel mushroom hunting, tattoos,
yeah,
and grandchildren. We've been busy.
Yeah, and life has just been like that. We have attempted to use Riverside to do it long distance, but it really just fucked us over just now. So with an angry fiance and a restless child on the way to take a bath, we got an episode here for you, Uncle Jay. Let's kick it off.
I'd like to kind of start it off a little bit with, I've been seeing very, very little about these two young gentlemen that got in an altercation at a track meet.
Right.
And the gist, if everybody hasn't heard it, is it's unfortunately a black man and a white man. Why that even was brought up to begin with, it just always seems to be about race.
Okay.
The black man was in the wrong place. Mm-hmm. They both were running their mouth. Mm-hmm. One gentleman decided to stab another gentleman and ended up killing him. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of just that situation. I don't know who's right or who's wrong or how it all started, right? I mean, we're all just hearing hearsay.
Right.
Because we weren't there. So where my mind goes, especially in this new world, where's all the cell phone videos? Why is there not social media, TikTok, Instagram? I mean, from every kid at that track meet, I'm sure it wasn't a 10-second fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure it went on for enough for somebody to grab a cell phone somewhere. So I don't understand that. I'm very bewildered as far as why that has not come out.
I don't know.
Well, I've also heard on the latter side that Big Brother's got a lot more power than we realize, and if there is anything going out there, it's being suppressed.
Yeah. Because
there's going to be a trial.
Right.
And if there's a video out there that sways a jury one way or the other, then you can't be a jury member. So I don't know. I don't understand. No matter how mad or upset somebody is at a situation, why killing somebody is even an option.
Yeah, no, I think it speaks to the culture, as opposed to, I think it just speaks to the culture. I think that right now a lot of people are saying a lot of different things about race, a lot of this and that, but we have a really toxic culture that the youth follow, and it's usually like influenced by the music, influenced by the fashion, and mostly the music, that's street culture. So for whatever reason, from what I understand, is that Austin was the guy who got killed, Carmelo was the guy who killed him, and there was a track meet or a sports event of some sort. He was in the other side's tent. They told him he needed to get out of here.
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony was sitting in that guy's seat but in his tent.
Yeah.
Now, what I haven't seen or heard, and maybe someone can enlighten us, was he even a track athlete?
I don't think so. And actually, I don't think he was supposed to be there for a specific reason. It was that, and it was also like there was a history of other type of behavior.
There's actually, you can find this on YouTube. It come across the other day.
Yeah.
It was a basketball game, and he stomps another individual in the head while they're on the ground.
Yeah, so I mean, he has a history of this type of behavior, and it just happened to spill out. And so whatever, I think it's the culture. I think that, and a lot of people may disagree with this, but I think that black subculture, as far as like the music, the fashion right now is wearing ski masks. So people put that on when they're either going to ski or rob a bank. Why do we think, based on their music that is very popular with the youth today, why do we think that they wear that? Well, they're influenced by this street culture. And so I think that plays a part into it. It could be psychological. It could have antisocial personality, so you never know.
How about home upbringing? Are you fucking kidding me? If I walked out of the house and did some stupid shit, when I walked back in the house, they would have already known.
Yeah.
And I'll have an opportunity to come clean, and then I still get your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
It just
hard to say. I don't know much about his parents. I know that he's being defended, and I know Austin Metcalf. This is one thing that frustrated me as a melanated individual. His father, black people do this, and this used to piss me off all the time. Something would happen to black people, like the guy who shut up the church and killed 9 people in the church, and he almost didn't do it. But they showed him so much, they welcomed him in, and they showed him so much love that he damn near didn't go through with the shooting. But he killed these people, and they all forgave him. You know what I mean? Black people are the first ones.
That's being a good Christian right there.
It is. But, like, you know, when death and stuff is involved, most people, especially people that aren't there on that maturity level, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear, oh, you forgave him. But Austin's dad was going to whatever event, and he forgave him. He wanted to support the family, and they kicked him out. So, you know, I think that says a lot more about...
Is that the true reason why he went? Or did he go just to...
That's anybody's guess. But...
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and that's the speculation. So from on the Carmelo side, he was there to stir up shit.
Yes.
On his boy's side, he was there to try to understand and be... And I did hear and see the interviews. He's already forgiven him. It's not about that.
Well, what do you think, like, because right now, I mean, there's so much crazy shit on the internet. I mean, the internet is the internet, so we have to take...
What's the percentage of truth? Yeah,
but, like, what do you think about... Let's just talk about race. Like, what do you think... Because I think it's a crazy thing to happen, and right now, a lot of black people are defending him, saying that, you know, black people have been oppressed. I've heard people say right or wrong, and maybe this is a touchy one, especially because we had a couple drinks, but you know, some people are saying right or wrong, they're behind Carmelo, and I think that's insanity.
If people haven't seen our videos yet, and they will eventually, you're a black man and I'm a white man. Other than that, I've never called you a black man.
Right.
You're my friend, colleague, cohort,
son-in-law.
Yeah, that too. I've never said, oh, well, I've got a black son-in-law. I said, no, my son-in-law.
Yeah.
The whole race thing is so perturbing to me when you turn on the news. Oh, a Hispanic man did this, or an Asian man did this, or a black man. How come you cannot just say a 32-year-old male?
Yeah.
The whole race is being shoved down our throats from every single angle to divide us. I think if you have a good heart and you're a good person, color should never, or religion should never come into play as about who a person is.
Right. And also, I do want to say, when I said we had a couple drinks in us, I wouldn't speculate or saying that Uncle Jay's going to get on here and say some crazy shit.
Oh no, I've only had about 12 bourbons.
Well, let me take it this way, and I definitely want to know your point of view, especially in the light of this, since we're talking about race and this situation that's really unfortunate. I mean, I got to push back and say, I think that black people need to they got to clean up their own house. So right now there's a lot of shit going on. They're talking about, you know, stuff that happened in the past. And one of the most frustrating things for me, especially living in these, and I would say, I don't want to, black people don't have a community. They have neighborhoods, but a community, you have your own grocery stores, your own hospitals, your own this and that. Black people don't have that.
They're trying to create it.
They are.
What happens is there's always that, you can take the guy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the guy.
Exactly.
That's the problem. So even when you have someone who came from nothing, who's trying to help everybody else, there's still somebody that feels that they deserve more than the next person.
Right. But right now, I think we're seeing, with this whole situation, we're seeing black people supporting somebody who, in my opinion, is clearly wrong based on the information that we have. And of course,
supporting him because he's black.
Because he's black. But that's not how we clean house. I think that right is right and wrong is wrong. But if he's wrong, why are we supporting this, especially with the media trying to cause so much division?
Media. Google search MSNBC. Google search ABC. There's no coverage on it. If there is coverage, it's so minimal, and there's not a picture to go with the coverage because it's a black man who hurt and killed a white man.
Right.
If it was the other way around, oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you remember George Floyd?
Yeah.
His fucking face is painted all over this town.
Yeah, there's a statue of him. What I just think it's
fentanyl addict, wife beater,
Yeah.
but we're all supporting that motherfucker.
Yeah, well, the thing too, like that's what I'm saying. Like he's a murderer. He killed somebody. He stabbed him in the heart, and I think it's absolutely insane. He does not have my support.
He's gonna pay.
He is. I think he's definitely gonna get jail time for sure. His life is over with for the most part. But I think that the crazy thing to me is that black people are. They're not helping the division in this country, and right now I'm seeing all sorts of stuff. They're calling it black.
Dividing it even farther.
Exactly. I see people posting. Does anybody else have black fatigue? I hear all sorts of people. Yeah, they're tired of black people. They're tired of all this bullshit going on.
I didn't understand what you meant. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming, but I'm guessing that's what that means. And for me, I'm politically moderate, but also like when it comes to my view, like I disavow all this shit that's going on from the music. I don't listen to rap or hip hop because it's low vibrational music for one, but two, also we're disrespecting our women, we're destroying our community, we're talking about killing the destruction of other people that look like us. Why would I support that?
I would agree with you 100% that you're disrespecting women.
Yeah.
But what I have noticed outside the box looking in, women disrespect you men so bad.
True.
So there's so many good black men in this world that don't give a chance because that woman turned him into something that he's not, or said he's something he's not.
But even that, I would say, is a byproduct of this culture that's been created, this hood culture.
Yes.
And so it's not black people; it's the subculture within America that African Americans subscribe to. Because you'll have Africans will come over here, and their parents will tell their children, who you wouldn't, they speak regular English, they don't have the accent, but they tell them not to date black people because of this subculture that is spread throughout the world, really. And I just think it's crazy how black is synonymous with crime, black is synonymous with rap and all this other stuff. Like you'll see somebody with some money and they'll say, "Oh, are you a rapper?"
Why is black and crime something that you instantaneously put two and two together, that think that one equals the other?
Well, not me necessarily, but other people.
No, I'm saying,
from what I hear,
just asking a general question. Why is it like that?
Because that's
because it is.
That's who's that's who's doing most of the crime. I forget, like it's 13% of the population committing half the crime.
Now, I was going to just say 20-25% because of the population is committing 80 to 85% of the crime.
But then like they'll go and say, well, not only do they commit crime, the music it's crazy.
Promotion.
They promote their crimes in the music now.
In this bitch that.
And I shot this person. I've robbed this, and I'm like, man, and
you're glorifying
exactly
the wrong.
But before I become a hypocrite, I've made music that wasn't, building up the black man. I've been in a low place. I've been influenced by the street bullshit, and I disavowed it, and I called myself out on that. So before anybody else comes and say, well, John, I knew you, and blah blah blah, I recognize my own ignorance, and now I want the community to heal. I don't hate black people. I love people that look like me. I love everybody, but at the same time, I can look at this and say this is wrong because I had to call out my own wrongs.
See, I think you said ignorance, and I don't think it's ignorant on your part. It becomes ignorant when you have the knowledge to change and you choose not to. Yeah. That's ignorance.
Well,
if you don't know any better,
right?
You can't blame the kid who's peeing in the corner when he's never been taught to piss in the toilet.
That's a hell of an example, but yeah, I get that.
Right?
You're right. You're right.
So it's a whole big frickin' circle, man.
I just think that it's just crazy when is there going to be a point where we want better? Like, I mean, people want better.
Everybody wants better. No one wants to put the work in to achieve better.
When is the work going to come? Because we're so, as a people, caught up in our bullshit that like there was a time, and I'll just be vulnerable in this. I remember when I was in high school, because I'm not just black. I'm black. I have Nigerian, African. I have Mexican and Native American. Those are the three prominent. I'm also German and from Germany, and I also have some Norwegian, some Scottish. But when you see me, you'll see melanin and whatever, and I have curly hair. So when I was in high school, I didn't know anything about African history or anything. I was kind of ashamed of everything that was going on. I was ashamed by the people I saw. And what's going on? Did you hear that with the headphones?
Yeah, I did.
Uh-oh.
That's cool.
Hello? All right. I think we're good now. This still sounds a little funny, doesn't it?
All right. I sound better. I sound sick.
Yeah, that sounds really clear. Anyway, so, and I used to cut my hair every 2 days because it, with my facial hair, and before my hair grows out and starts to get coarse and curly, the Mexican in me was showing, because I was ashamed of what we were. You know what I mean? I didn't want to accept that, and that's an internal thing. But like growing up, growing out of it, seeing all this other stuff, creating a life for myself, having children, and being in the place that I'm at now, I'm ashamed at what I took part in. I'm ashamed at the influence I had on other people, and I'm also ashamed at what's still going on. And it's gotten worse. It's gotten so much worse.
You've gotten worse?
No, just black culture.
Oh, black culture. Yeah.
And we won't call it out. We won't speak out against people who look like us, but we'll tolerate the bullshit all day and cry racism.
Here's the best thing I can leave on the table. The best way to learn is to fail. Mm-hmm. Us as a society, we are failing all the time.
Right.
On the big topics. Men, women, black, white. I think sometimes people overcomplicate it because of their feelings.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I think in certain situations, your feelings shouldn't matter. I look at the military as a great example. I don't care if you feel as if you deserve to get here. You have 2 different colored eyes and flat foot. We don't want you.
Yeah.
Next. I think that's okay. Not everybody is meant for everything.
Right.
Everybody has a purpose. I think once you, as a collective society, you learn compassion and empathy, as a society will change.
Yeah.
There's no compassion and there's no empathy.
No, there's not. And
I think that's a good spot to roll her up on tonight there, buddy. We need to get back to the cult episode, but we had a little sidetrack tonight.
Yeah. So these are just some things that we would just want to ramble about. We'll get it up, and maybe tomorrow or the night after, we'll get to the cult episode.
It's in the archives. We're trying to make it right, but we'll get it out there.
Yeah, it's stuff going on, but we're still here. We're still with it, and take everything we said how you want. Peace.
Out.